Be honest with yourself. How many times have you picked up your phone, telling yourself you'd just check a single message for 5 seconds, only to look up and realize 2 hours of your life have vanished into thin air? You can't even remember the last time you read a book chapter cover to cover, or stayed focused on one single task for an hour without touching your screen. Can you? Stop lying to yourself with excuses of being too busy. The truth is, you're losing control. And if you've lost even the bare minimum capacity to focus, what exactly are you going to use to build the future you once dreamed of? What do you have left to compete, to survive, and to define who you are in this world? Are you truly living your own life, or are you just working an unpaid job? Sacrificing every single second of your existence to make algorithms rich? Look at how we start our days now. It no longer begins with birds chirping, a deep breath, or morning sunlight touching the windowsill. It begins with a slap from the digital world. Ads, feeds, notifications. Your brain, freshly awake from sleep, before it can even process reality, is hit with a tidal wave of high-intensity stimulation. Scientists call this overstimulation. You are instantly thrown into a chaotic coliseum of information. A tragic accident half a world away. A furious rant from a stranger you don't know. An advertisement for something you don't even need. 2,000 years ago, in the ancient Roman Empire, the emperors invented a legendary strategy of power called bread and circuses. They built the magnificent Colosseum, threw gladiators and wild beasts into it, and staged blood-soaked spectacles for one single reason: to distract the masses. To make the people forget about injustice, poverty, and the fact that their true power was being stripped away. Today, tech giants in Silicon Valley don't need to build arenas out of marble. They've done something 10,000 times more sophisticated. They shoved a miniature Colosseum right into your pocket. Every time you unlock your screen, you willingly step into a life or death battle where the only asset being hunted, torn apart, and butchered is your attention. We often think social media is free, but as the classic saying goes, if you are not paying for the product, you're the product. Welcome to the attention economy. In this world, your time and focus are the most expensive currencies, bought and sold between massive corporations. And to extract this endless goldmine from your brain, social media platforms decided to weaponize behavioral psychology. They turned a rational human brain into the brain of a lab rat in a cage. Why do controversial topics, sensationalized news, and toxic trends, what we call outrage content, always sit comfortably at the top of the trending tab? The answer is simple: because anger, envy, and fear are the fastest biological shortcuts to trigger your nervous system. The algorithm doesn't care if you are happy or sad. It doesn't care if the content makes you a better person. It only cares about what keeps your eyes glued to the screen for an extra fraction of a second. Every swipe down, every mindless scroll you make, operates exactly like a slot machine in Las Vegas. You pull the lever, and you wait in suspense. The reward? A hit of fast dopamine. Cheap, short-lived, low-quality dopamine. Your brain gets a 3-second euphoric rush, only for this neurotransmitter to crash immediately afterward, leaving you with a massive, lonely, and suffocating void. And to escape that emptiness, what do? You swipe again. You scroll endlessly, in an infinite loop. You think you're unwinding after a stressful day of work? No, you are suffering from emotional exhaustion, second by second, without even realizing it. Let me tell you the story of Lucas. Lucas is a young architect, 35 years old, living and working in Milan. Just like many of us, Lucas carries a grand ambition. He wants to design an iconic structure of his own. After a grueling week of mind-numbing commercial projects, he treats himself to a Saturday afternoon at an ancient cafe, bathed in the golden light of the sunset. Lucas brings a thick sketchbook and a pencil. He promises himself, "This afternoon, I am cutting off all distractions. I will just sketch and enjoy the silence to find my lost creative inspiration." A hot cup of espresso is served. The beautiful, romantic sunset streams through the glass window, casting shadows onto the blank white page. The scenery is perfect. And at that exact moment, a terrifying instinctive mechanism kicks in. Lucas pulls out his phone. He thinks, I'll just take a quick, beautiful photo for my Instagram story, just to capture this memory. The first screen tap, a ping echoes, a friend likes it, then another comments. Lucas clicks to check their profile to see what they've been up to lately. The algorithm recognizes his behavior. It pushes an article about the global economic crisis into his feed, followed by a 15-second video of a street fight in New York, and then a short clip analyzing a movie he loves. Lucas is swept away, like someone caught in quicksand. The more he struggles, the deeper he sinks. Short videos line up, one after another, with no end in sight. And look at what happens next. When Lucas suddenly snaps out of it, and looks up, the espresso on the table has long gone cold. The brilliant sunset outside the window has faded into the darkness of the night. The sketchbook in front of him remains blank, lonely, untouched. The internet didn't just take 2 hours of his time. The internet just stole Lucas's dream, his peace, and his creative soul, on that very afternoon. And the most terrifying part? Lucas willingly handed it all over to the algorithm, without a single fight. It is time for us to declare war, to reclaim our lives. The ancient Roman Stoic philosopher, Seneca, once left a timeless warning: to be everywhere is to be nowhere. When your mind is fragmented across 1,000 things on the internet, you are not truly alive in reality. We cannot wipe out the internet, and we cannot quit our jobs to go live in the wilderness. But we can absolutely use force to establish digital boundaries, to protect our own brains. Your counter-offensive begins with 2 brutal, but highly effective steps. Step 1. Silent mornings. For the first 30 minutes to an hour after you wake up, absolutely, and I emphasize, absolutely, do not touch your phone. Leave it in another room, or lock it in a drawer. Let your brain wake up naturally to the real world, to the taste of your coffee, the sound of boiling water, and your own unfiltered thoughts. Win the morning, win the day. Step 2. Curate your feed. Right after this video, take 5 minutes to conduct a ruthless purge of your social media. Hit unfollow, mute, or block on every account and news outlet that brings you nothing but rage, insecurity, envy, or pointless drama. Turn social media into a library of tools that serve your wealth and wisdom, instead of turning yourself into a pet caged inside their algorithm. When you dare to disconnect from the chaos out there, a biological miracle begins to happen inside your skull. Your mind will begin to quiet down. The storm of stimulation subsides, leaving behind a lake that is perfectly still and crystal clear. That is the moment your original creative energy, your capacity for deep thought, and your hyper-focus return to you. You will realize with absolute shock that being completely oblivious to the latest internet drama, which celebrity just got divorced, or who made a shocking statement for the past 5 hours, doesn't make you poor, and it doesn't make you left behind. On the contrary, it makes you infinitely richer in spirit. It turns you into the most powerful player in this era, the only one who owns and commands their entire mind. In a world that is frantically spiraling into distraction, if you are truly exhausted from feeling drained every day, tired of feeling like a puppet pulled by strings of algorithms, then step out of that arena right now. The power of choice lies right on your fingertips. Turn off notifications for all non-essential apps the moment this video ends. And if you want to walk with me on this journey to reclaim ownership of your mind, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. That is not just a click, it is a declaration that you refuse to be a mere commodity in the attention economy. Leave a comment below as a challenge to yourself. 30 minutes phone-free tomorrow. Stand up and demand your attention back, or accept being drowned and completely wiped out by the digital flood. But be careful. Turning off your phone or locking it in a drawer is actually the easiest step. This is a long-term journey of awakening, and the real challenge is only just beginning. The engineers in Silicon Valley know a dark secret: the moment you disconnect from the screen, the hunger for fast dopamine will hit you like a storm. The sheer emptiness of reality will suffocate your mind. When there are no flashing short videos left to run to, you are forced to face your own anxieties, your fears, and the loneliness inside your soul. What will your brain do to survive in that terrifying silence? Will you surrender and turn your phone back on after 10 minutes? Or will you truly push through? The answer will be waiting in the next video of this series. Don't miss it. Hit subscribe to secure your place in the next battle. Keep your mind still. I'll see you in the next episode.